Welcome back to our channel on this absolutely beautiful day. We are thrilled to bring you the latest, most explosive deep dive into the world of Los Angeles fashion and family drama. Grab your favorite beverage, settle in, and let us unpack the monumental shifts about to rock the very foundations of Forrester Creations. The drama has never been hotter, and the stakes have never been higher. Ridge Forrester, a man perpetually caught in the suffocating crossfire between the women he claims to love, has finally made his definitive choice, and the resulting shockwaves are currently tearing through the very fabric of Los Angeles. By choosing to retain his daughter, Steffy Forrester Finnegan, as the undisputed co-CEO of Forrester Creations, Ridge effectively crushed Brooke Logan Forrester's corporate ambitions. He naively believed he was maintaining the delicate status quo, assuming that his meager peace offering of a custom couture dress would somehow pacify his fiercely ambitious wife. He could not have been more catastrophically wrong. While Brooke initially sent a highly diplomatic text message to Steffy, praising her leadership in a desperate bid to preserve her marriage, that fleeting moment of strategic retreat has rapidly dissolved into a fierce, unrelenting maternal rage. The era of the peacemaker has officially come to a brutal end. Brooke Logan Forrester has completely stopped holding back, shedding her diplomatic persona to embrace a ruthless, calculated warfare that even the late Stephanie Forrester would have to admire. The catalyst for this monumental shift in Brooke's psychology is the profound devastation of her daughter, Hope Logan Spencer. For years, Hope has poured her heart, her soul, and her unparalleled creative vision into the Hope for the Future brand, only to watch it be casually sidelined by Steffy's arrogant decrees. Steffy's condescending leadership style, characterized by her flippant dismissal of Hope's life's work in favor of Eric Forster's couture line, has finally pushed the Logan women past the point of no return. Seeing the shattered dreams in her daughter's eyes, Brooke realized that playing the supportive, understanding wife was a fool's errand. Forrester Creations, under Steffy's dictatorial regime, would never truly respect the Logans. The building that was supposed to be a sanctuary of family and fashion had transformed into a hostile territory where Hope's creative spirit was being systematically suffocated. Driven by an intoxicating blend of vengeance and maternal protection, Brooke orchestrates a clandestine intervention. She sits Hope down and delivers a hard, undeniable truth. They will never win a rigged game. As long as Steffy sits on the throne, Hope will always be treated as a second-class citizen in her own professional home. With fiery determination, Brooke convinces a hesitant but radicalized Hope to do the unthinkable, to walk away from Forrester Creations entirely. But Brooke's vision extends far beyond a simple resignation. She is not merely suggesting that Hope defect to Katie Logan Spencer's burgeoning brand. She is proposing the birth of an entirely new empire, a corporate entity built from the ground up to challenge and ultimately annihilate the Forrester monopoly. They will call it Logan Legacy, a name that serves as both a promise of greatness and a direct threat to the family that cast them aside. However, a grand vision requires an architect, and Brooke knows that to dismantle Forrester Creations, she needs someone who intimately understands its structural weaknesses. Enter Carter Walton. For years, Carter has been the loyal, steadfast legal mind and chief operating officer of Forrester Creations. He has been the dutiful soldier, cleaning up the messes left in the wake of the Forrester family's endless personal dramas. Recently, however, Carter has been suffocating under the weight of Steffy's unchecked dictatorship. He has repeatedly delivered prophetic warnings to both Ridge and Steffy, explicitly outlining the devastating consequences of their arrogant decisions. He has watched brilliant designers like Zend Forrester Dominguez suffer explosive emotional meltdowns because of Steffy's callous cancellations. Carter's warnings were entirely ignored, brushed aside by a family too blinded by their own hubris to see the cracks forming in their foundation. Brooke, possessing an unparalleled emotional intelligence, senses Carter's profound disillusionment. She approaches him not as a Forrester wife, but as a visionary seeking a partner in a revolution. In a series of tense, whispered conversations in the shadows of the very building they intend to conquer. Brooke expertly manipulates Carter's simmering frustrations. She validates his exhaustion, acknowledging that his brilliant legal mind and operational genius have been taken for granted by a family that views him as a highly paid servant rather than an equal partner. The psychological shift in Carter is a masterclass in character evolution. The loyal Forrester executive slowly gives way to a man seeking his own vindication. Pushed to his absolute breaking point by the arrogance of his employers, Carter makes the shocking, landscape-altering decision to betray Forrester Creations and align himself with the Logans. With Carter now firmly embedded in their clandestine operation, the Logan legacy is no longer just a vengeful fantasy. It becomes a terrifyingly viable reality. Carter, utilizing his unparalleled knowledge of Forrester Creations' intricate legal frameworks, begins a meticulous, late-night review of Hope's contracts. While Steffy believes her ironclad agreements have trapped Hope's intellectual property within the Forrester vault forever, she underestimates the man who drafted those very documents. In a moment of pure legal genius, Carter discovers a fatal flaw, a microscopic loophole buried deep within the fine print of Hope's original employment clauses. This loophole, previously unnoticed by anyone, provides the legal justification for Hope to extract every single design, trademark, and asset associated with Hope for the future. The sheer magnitude of this legal victory cannot be overstated. It is the corporate equivalent of a nuclear strike. By securing the rights to the designs, Carter ensures that Logan Legacy will not have to start from scratch. They will launch with a fully realized, globally recognized collection, completely bypassing the grueling startup phase that plagues most new fashion houses. Carter's betrayal is the ultimate coup de grace, a masterstroke of corporate espionage executed by the man the Forresters trusted most. He is essentially handing Brooke and Hope the keys to the kingdom, providing them with the absolute legal backing required to wage this war without fear of injunctions or debilitating lawsuits from Ridge and Steffy. The epicenter of this brewing revolution is not a gleaming glass boardroom, but the surprisingly gritty, determined environment of Brooke's basement. Here, away from the prying eyes of the Forrester loyalists, the war room is established. The atmosphere is electric, thick with the intoxicating energy of rebellion. Sketches for the inaugural Logan Legacy collection are pinned to the walls, illuminated by the harsh glare of task lights. Hope, finally free from the oppressive shadow of her stepsister, finds her creative spark reignited, designing with a fierce, unapologetic passion she hasn't felt in years. Brooke operates as the commanding general, orchestrating marketing strategies and supply chain logistics with the ruthless efficiency of a seasoned CEO. And Carter, shedding his tailored Forrester suits for an open collar and rolled-up sleeves, meticulously crafts the legal shields that will protect their new empire from the inevitable Forrester counterattack. This basement, historically a place of storage, has been transformed into the incubator for Forrester Creations' ultimate demise. As the pieces fall into place in the Logan War Room, the narrative shifts to the impending, catastrophic devastation awaiting Ridge Forrester. Ridge, a man who has spent his entire life trying to have his cake and eat it too, is about to learn the agonizing price of his indecision. He currently believes he has successfully navigated the crisis, assuming that Brooke has accepted her defeat and that Steffy's reign will bring stability to the company. When the truth inevitably comes to light, the psychological collapse of the Forrester patriarch will be absolute. Ridge will not just be losing a lead designer. He will be losing his wife, the woman he considers his ultimate destiny, to a bitter corporate rivalry. He will lose his daughter-in-law, severing the fragile family ties that bind them. But perhaps the most agonizing blow will be the loss of Carter Walton. Ridge has always viewed Carter as a brother, a confidant, and the impenetrable legal shield of his family's legacy. Discovering that his best friend and top legal mind has orchestrated the theft of their most profitable line will leave Ridge utterly shattered. a king suddenly realizing his castle has been built on sand. Meanwhile, Steffy Forrester Finnegan sits comfortably in the CEO chair, completely blinded by her own staggering arrogance. She surveys her kingdom from the executive suite, reveling in her victory over Brooke and her absolute control over Hope's professional destiny. Steffy believes she has secured the Forrester legacy for the next generation, prioritizing her grandfather's couture and silencing the Logan influence once and for all. This dramatic irony is palpable and terrifying. Steffy is entirely unaware that she is currently facing an opponent who possesses absolute legal backing from her most trusted ally. She does not realize that every condescending remark she directed at Hope, every dismissive order she barked at Carter, and every arrogant demand she made of her father were the very tools used to forge the weapons of her own destruction. Steffy's hubris will be her tragic downfall. She assumes that because she holds the title, she holds the power. She fails to recognize that true power in the corporate world is not just about name on a door. It is about loyalty, legal leverage, and the unyielding determination of those who have nothing left to lose. The impending confrontation between a blissfully ignorant Steffy and a legally fortified, vengeance-driven Hope will go down in daytime television history as one of the most explosive clashes ever witnessed. Steffy is preparing to run a fashion house, while the Logans are preparing to wage a total war. As the dawn of Logan Legacy approaches, the thematic core of this epic saga comes into sharp focus. This is no longer just a petty family squabble over office space or runway time. This is a battle for the very soul of Los Angeles fashion. The historic, blood-soaked rivalry between the Forresters and the Logans has been reignited, but this time, the rules of engagement have drastically changed. The Logans are no longer relying on emotional appeals or romantic entanglements to secure their place in the world. They are armed with airtight legal documents, stolen intellectual property, and the brilliant, vengeful mind of the man who knows all of Forrester Creations' darkest secrets. The War of the Thrones has officially begun in the depths of Brooke's basement, and when they finally emerge from the shadows, the resulting explosion will leave Forrester Creations forever changed, proving once and for all that hell hath no fury like a Logan woman scorned.